technology always has been a great enabler. And like you very rightly said, that of course the pandemic actually fast-tracked us in many ways into believing that this is the future. But the reality is that a lot of us, and I work for a law firm, so I'll give you that perspective. So for a lot of things, we actually have been involving technology in our work for quite some time. Just that now a lot of people who maybe were hesitant in some ways have actually realized that this is the future and this is the way forward. So there are no two thoughts about it. Now, in terms of so of course, I'm sure we'll come on to that during the course of this session. But one thing I can definitely tell you is there is a lot of because initially there was some hesitation in terms of because I remember I was speaking in a panel and there was a former Supreme Court judge. He actually happened to ask me that because there was a lot of discussion with respect to how this whole virtual hearings have created the lives of lawyers, have made the lives of lawyers difficult. And one of the things he actually asked me was, so Nawneet, you work for a law firm, and how has your experience been? Because it was kind of odd for me because everyone was kind of highlighting the challenges of this whole virtual hearing. And I, of course, I said that, so I think it's very convenient because, the Mondays and Fridays, and I practice environment. So, when I used to have these hearings on Mondays and Fridays, even getting into the courtroom in the Supreme Court was a task. And now when any practitioner actually argues a matter, you have the complete attention of the judge. You don't have any distractions. You can actually very well put across the arguments that you've always wanted to kind of convey. So I think when it comes to courtroom hearings, I think it's much more convenient. And because we're talking about dispensation of justice, I also consider teaching the whole law schools and law teaching major component of that. And I think so. Of course, there are challenges with respect to internet connectivity and stuff like that. But I think it's also helped people. So, for example, a professor in Jindal Global University can actually take a class in, say, clinical education or something like that in some not so privileged law school in Tamil Nadu or somewhere else. And I think that actually and so not that it wasn't there ever, but now people have actually kind of realized that this is a possibility. It's cost effective and simple things. I mean, I was just telling before this session that in the last 2 years. I've never really attended any event in person. This is the first time I've actually stepped out, dressed up, and come for an event. So I think, and believe you me, I think I always say this because it actually saves a lot of your time and energy. Because if I have to actually drive for 1.5 hours and then go back wherever I stay, and I think that's time which you can actually utilize for a lot of productive things. So I mean, long story short, I think this is the future, and thankfully the pandemic has actually fast-tracked us into it. Be it in terms of dispensation of justice, teaching, or generally the way we conduct our lives. And this is the way forward. I'm glad we've realized, I'm glad we're having this conversation because it's only going to get better. The only challenge, of course, is accessibility and making it cost effective. And I believe, of course, we'll discuss that again, but be it the Supreme Court and now they've actually, they're constituting an infrastructure authority and stuff like that. So it's only going to improve. And so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you.